Welcome to recapLa. Imagine realizing your life is a lie and uncovering dangerous secrets. Can he find the truth, or is it too risky? In the opening scene of this episode, we are introduced to our lead characters, Hyun-woo, the determined and passionate hero, and Hae-in, our graceful heroine. Their journey is one of love, conflict, and deep emotion, and let's dive in. They've been married for some time now, and we also get a glimpse into their dating history. Hyun-woo and Hae-in have been together for 3 years, and they're very happy. In the present, during an interview, Hyun-woo is asked how he feels about being married to Hae-in. He replies, "I think our marriage was destined. You might find it hard to believe, but I feel incredibly lucky, because my marriage was arranged with the one I love." Meanwhile, reporters also ask Hae-in about her married life. She addresses the rumors that Hyun-woo only married her for her family's wealth. She explains, "Maybe those rumors spread because I didn't reveal his face for a while, but once I did, everyone went silent." At the same time, Hyun-woo remarks that their married life is just like anyone else's and that he's very happy. But in reality, things are quite different. They share a bed but don't talk, eat at the same table but sit far apart, and go to work together without exchanging a word. It's clear they aren't as happy as Hyun-woo claims. When asked about their relationship, Hyun-woo insists, "We spend all day together and I'm very happy." Meanwhile, Hae-in is asked how she met Hyun-woo. She explains that 5 years ago, after returning from studying abroad, she started as an intern at Queen Department Store, which is owned by her family. Despite her connection, no one knew she was the granddaughter of the chairman, including Hyun-woo, who also worked there. Hae-in recalls how she struggled with even simple tasks, like using the photocopier. One day, while she was fumbling with the machine, Hyun-woo approached her, asking, "What are you doing?" Even after he showed her how to use it, she kept making the same mistake. Hyun-woo, always patient, helped her each time, warning her, "If you keep this up, you'll be fired and your seniors will keep scolding you." He then added, "Whenever you get scolded, my heart starts to race." Hae-in, puzzled, asked, "I'm the one getting scolded, so why is your heart racing?" When Hyun-woo couldn't answer, she said, "Take your time. When you figure it out, let me know." Later, as Hae-in was preparing to leave work on a rainy day, she called for her driver. But before he arrived, Hyun-woo offered her an umbrella, saying, "I worry about you a lot. Whenever you need help, I can't help but be concerned." Hae-in teased him, "First, your heart was racing for me, and now you're worried about me too. What's going on?" Hyun-woo then shared a bit about his background, mentioning that he studied law at Seoul National University, and while his parents live in the south, his family is highly respected in their community, and we have over 30 cows there, so our business is thriving, and I have enough money. Hyun-woo adds. Hae-in, sensing he's hinting at something, asks, "What are you trying to say?" Hyun-woo responds, "Even if you get fired, don't worry, I can take care of you, though I prefer my future wife to have her own career. If it's you, I'd be willing to support us both." Hae-in presses him, "Just say what you want to say." Finally, Hyun-woo admits, "I like you." Hae-in goes quiet for a moment. Sensing her hesitation, Hyun-woo adds, "You don't need to answer now. Take your time." He hands her an umbrella, unaware she's already called for her driver. Hae-in doesn't stop him as he leaves, but she smiles, holding the umbrella. Back in the present, Hae-in recounts this story to the reporters, explaining how Hyun-woo was always romantic. She shares that when he eventually learned about her family and discovered she was the heiress to Queen Department Store, he was so shocked that he resigned from his job, but he couldn't stay away, and soon after, she messaged him, telling him she was outside his house. She even arrived in a helicopter, catching Hyun-woo off guard as he was in his village. Shocked, he rushed out to meet her, and they embrace. In the present, Hyun-woo also shares this with the reporters, describing Hae-in as his angel from heaven. When the reporters tease him, asking if she's still an angel, he insists, "Yes, she's still my angel, and our married life is going great. We love each other very much." But then the scene shifts to a group of attorneys discussing Hyun-woo. One of them mentions that Hyun-woo is considering a divorce, but urges his friend to keep it quiet. They debate who might handle the case, with one suggesting Choi. Choi protests, saying, "Why me? You could do it too." But his colleague admits he's secretly helping Hyun-woo and adds, "Besides, aren't you scared? Remember how Hae-in's aunt-in-law divorced 3 times, and all her ex-husband's lawyers ended up in trouble? Do you want that to happen to you too?" Another attorney chimes in, "Hyun-woo is the most talented among us. He was top of the class, so why doesn't he handle his own case? After all, he's married to a queen and living a dream life." The other attorney disagrees, calling Hae-in a completely crazy girl. The scene then shifts to Queen Department Store, where Hae-in, now the CEO, is meeting with her employees. Her secretary briefs her on another store that has joined the 1 Trillion Club and plans to open a casino soon. Hae-in, however, is focused on cutting losses, telling her team to close a brand that's not profitable. When her employees mention that the legal team advised against it, she asks who refused. They inform her it was director Hyun-woo. Hyun-woo, who is the director of the legal department at Queen Department Store, is summoned by Hae-in. When she questions him about closing the brand, he explains that they've invested too much money to shut it down without risking legal action. Hae-in coldly responds, "I'm not asking for your advice. If they complain, you'll have to fight and win the case. That's your job here." She leaves, and later, in the elevator, Hae-in confronts him again, accusing him of trying to undermine her decisions. Hyun-woo Hyun-woo calmly replies, our work life is separate from our personal life. Hae-in retorts, is that why you warned the store manager earlier when I wanted to fire him? Hyun-woo explains that the manager had been with him from the start and he didn't think it was right to fire him. Frustrated, Hae-in accuses him of playing the hero for everyone, urging him to care more about those close to him. Hyun-woo asks pointedly, are you talking about yourself? Do you really think we're close? Hae-in falls silent. Hyun-woo then asks her to meet him in an hour to talk. She agrees, but when the time comes, she doesn't show up. After waiting a long time, Hyun-woo goes home, only to receive a message from Hae-in, instructing him to come to the family room. Hyun-woo enters the family room to find Hae-in's entire family present. Soo-cheol, Hae-in's brother, remarks, you're late. Hae-in quickly defends him, saying she messaged him late. Their mother, Kim Se-in, interjects, he should know when our family meetings are. You don't need to remind him. Hae-in's father, Jun, is also present. Soo-cheol brings up the rumors that Hyun-woo and Hae-in were separated last year due to constant work-related fights. Kim Se-in suggests, I think you should have a baby. That will shut people up. She adds that after the baby, Hyun-woo could go to Boston for an MBA. Hyun-woo firmly replies, I've told you before, I don't want a degree. June then says, I want to meet Soo-bin in May. The room falls silent as everyone wonders who Soo-bin is. Soo-cheol asks, who's Soo-bin? June responds, she's my future granddaughter. I've picked the name Hong Soo-bin for Hae-in's daughter. Hyun-woo, stunned, counters, why Hong Soo-bin? She should be Baek Soo-bin since my surname is Baek. June retorts, what's wrong with giving Soo-bin Hae-in's surname? Are you still stuck in old traditions? Everyone has equal rights nowadays. Soo-cheol chimes in, reminding June how he was against the idea when Soo-cheol wanted to give his child their mother's surname. June dismisses the comparison, saying it's different. After the meeting, Hyun-woo and Hae-in return home. Hyun-woo confronts Hae-in, saying, so, we're going to have a baby, and after that, I'll go abroad for 2 years alone. Hae-in asks, do you want me to come with you? Hyun-woo quickly responds, not at all. He then asks, do you even want a baby? Hae-in replies indifferently, if necessary. Anyway, we're not going to raise the baby. Someone else will? Hyun-woo, frustrated, asks, doesn't that bother you? Hae-in says, no. At that moment, she receives a call and tells the person on the other end, tell the reporter I'll sign off on the article before it's published. Also, arrange a meeting with Hyun-woo. Hyun-woo, growing more irritated, says, I'm tired of these interviews. If you want to do them alone. Hae-in, equally frustrated, retorts, this is a couple's interview. We can't do it separately. You can tell them alone how sweet we used to be and how happy we are now. But it's all a lie, so what's the point? She storms off. Later, Hae-in confronts Soo-cheol, hitting him in anger. Soo-cheol defends himself, saying, why are you attacking me? You're the one who bullies Hyun-woo all day. Hae-in, infuriated by being called a psychopath, leaves in a huff. Meanwhile, Hyun-woo is out drinking with a friend who advises him to reconsider the divorce, reminding him, you're married to a queen, living a dream life. Hyun-woo, in his drunken state, responds, you don't know anything. Hyun-woo, visibly emotional, starts crying, questioning himself, why am I so cute? Why did he find me so cute? Why did I flirt with him? I was the one who took the first step towards him. I shouldn't have done all this. I've ruined my life with my own hands. His friend, noticing his distress, offers to take him home, mentioning, I need to get diapers for my wife, but Hyun-woo waves him off, saying, you don't need to drop me home. I'll get there safely. Hae-in has sent men to keep an eye on me so that there's no scandal. His friend, shocked by this revelation, watches as Hyun-woo demonstrates. When Hyun-woo stands, the men stand. When he sits, they sit. Tearing up a tissue paper, Hyun-woo mutters, will I get a divorce or not? My car always stops when I don't get a divorce. I don't know if I can do it. Feeling isolated, he tells his friend to go get the diapers and leaves for home. Trailed by Hae-in's men, frustrated, he asks them, why don't you leave me alone? Do you want to see me crying? Reflecting on his past, he laments, why was I so crazy earlier? I ruined my life with my own hands. Hyun-woo arrives home and approaches Hae-in's room. He hesitates at the door but doesn't enter. Inside, Hae-in also pauses at the door before sitting on the bed, looking at photos of Hyun-woo on her laptop. The scene shifts to Hyun-woo visiting Baek, Hae-in's aunt, in jail. Baek, who has been divorced 3 times, demands, when are you going to get me out of here? Seol, he only reported me because I pulled her hair, and now I'm in jail. Hyun-woo reminds her, she was in the hospital for a week, but Baek dismisses it as, just a drama. She blames Seol-hee for her mother's death, and vows not to let her go easily, boasting about her talent for revenge. Hyun-woo tries to reason with her, there's always a fight between husband and wife, but Baek insists, these aren't small fights. Divorce is never on good terms. If there's a divorce, one of the two should die. She adds, If I get married again and divorced, I'll give you my case. Hyun-woo, puzzled by her persistence, asks, even after 3 divorces, you're still thinking about another? Beom-ja, undeterred, asks Hyun-woo to get her out soon, mentioning that she knows about her mother's upcoming memorial service. Outside Queentown, reporters gather, noting, today is the memorial service for the late wife of the chairman, Kim Se-in. Inside, Hyun-woo and friends are preparing food for the service. Soo-cheol arrives with a young man, introducing him as Mr. Choi, who was set to marry their relative, Minnie. Hyun-woo, still busy cooking, says, we're working here, so you should help us, but Soo-cheol makes an excuse and leaves. Hyun-woo turns to Mr. Choi, welcoming him to the family and adding with a smirk, if I were in your place, I'd have run away by now. Kim Se-in's mother, dressed for the memorial service, is complimented by her secretary. Seo-hee, the chairman's girlfriend, enters the room, and Kim Se-in notices she isn't wearing the dress she was given. Seo-hee hesitates to attend the memorial service, saying, I don't think I should come, I'll stay in my room, but Kim Se-in insists, you should come. If you don't, people will think we're mistreating you. The chairman, Hung-man, arrives and asks if Seo-hee is being mistreated. Kim Se-in denies it, but explains that Seo-hee isn't wearing the dress and doesn't want to attend. Hung-man questions Seo-hee, who finally agrees to attend, leaving Kim Se-in frustrated and muttering, she's a crazy girl. I didn't know a girlfriend-in-law could be more dangerous than a mother-in-law. At the memorial service, the atmosphere turns tense when Beom-ja, recently discharged from the hospital, arrives. Hung-man, surprised, asks Hyun-woo, how did Beom-ja get discharged? Hyun-woo, confused, reminds him that he said she was sick. She starts causing a scene. Beom-ja accuses her father of abandoning her for his girlfriend, putting her in jail, and indirectly causing her mother's death by associating with Seo-hee. Despite attempts from her brother, Beom-jun, to calm her down, she angrily lashes out, how could you let mom die and protect Seo-hee? You didn't even make mom's favorite food. Soo-cheol tries to intervene, saying they did make it, but Beom-ja silences him, lamenting, I raised you with my own hands, and you didn't even visit me in jail. Kim Se-in interjects, claiming credit for raising Soo-cheol herself. The tension escalates when Beom-jun dismisses her accusations, saying their mother drank heavily because of her worries about Seo-hee. Beom-ja furiously declares that their mother drank because of Seo-hee's impact on the family, accusing them all of being complicit in her mother's death. Her anger boils over, branding the entire family as crazy people. Outside Queentown, reporters swarm around a man identified as Mr. Hong, the chairman's son, who has returned after 19 years. They bombard him with questions about his intentions to rejoin the Queen department store and reconcile with the chairman. Inside, the chairman cynically tells Seo-hee, he's just here for a photo op. He didn't even ask how I was doing. That's why I don't like him. Meanwhile, Hyun-woo's friends, who prepared pancakes for the memorial service, lament being excluded from the event. They sympathize with Hyun-woo, feeling sorry for him being part of such a difficult family, especially as he missed his father's birthday because of the service. Hang's father, speaking to an employee who's been attending the memorial service for 20 years, expresses reluctance to accept the employee's resignation. Despite the employee's desire to move on, Hang's father insists, I don't want to accept it. Later, Beom-jun discusses this employee with Hyun-woo, instructing him to keep an eye on him, not to punish, but to humiliate him. Hyun-woo advises against it, saying, he's been with you a long time. He won't take it well. Beom-jun, angered by Hyun-woo's suggestion, warns, anyone who turns away from me, I treat the same way. Hyun-woo, scared, cautiously exits the room. Hyun-woo has a session with a doctor where he opens up about his struggles. The doctor expresses concern about Hyun-woo's lack of appetite and his discomfort around people. When the doctor suggests these issues might be connected to Hyun-woo's desire for a divorce, Hyun-woo begins to share his story. Hyun-woo explains that he lives with his in-laws, eats meals with them, and meets with them every night at 9 o'clock. They celebrate all the festivals together, leaving him with no time for himself. The doctor asks if he has a job, and Hyun-woo reveals that he does. But his wife is his boss, her father is her boss, and her grandfather is the boss of them all. The doctor, sensing the weight of Hyun-woo's situation, sympathizes with him, noting that it sounds like he doesn't enjoy living with his in-laws. Hyun-woo admits that he doesn't like them or his wife. Hyun-woo then shares how his wife promised him before their marriage that she loved him deeply and would never let him cry. However, he now regrets trusting her, feeling that he's ruined his life. The doctor advises Hyun-woo to consider divorce, but Hyun-woo expresses fear, saying his father-in-law would never tolerate such a thing and would rather see him dead than allow a divorce. After leaving the doctor's office with his face covered to avoid recognition, Hyun-woo agrees to follow the doctor's advice. Later, Kim Se-in's secretary, Grace, is seen conversing with a friend, discussing plans to set up a marriage between her daughter and someone from the Jang-young group. The friend expresses frustration over the chairman's disapproval, prompting Grace to suggest waiting. However, the friend becomes annoyed, implying that Grace is now useless to her. Hae-in arrives at the spa, where Grace greets her, mentioning that her mother is also there. Grace questions why Hae-in didn't come earlier, to which Hae-in curtly responds that she's busy and implies Grace should be too. Grace tries to be friendly, but Hae-in warns her not to pretend they are close, making it clear that she doesn't want to associate with Grace. Grace then approaches Hyun-woo, who is surprised to see her. She mentions a case involving a boy who died and left his wife without any share of his property due to a will he made, giving everything to his son, nephew, and niece. Grace insists Hyun-woo handle the case, pointing out that he and the boy's wife are in similar situations. When Hyun-woo appears confused, Grace reveals that Hae-in has also written a will stating that all her property will go to the queen, leaving Hyun-woo with nothing. Shocked by this revelation, Hyun-woo is visibly shaken. Meanwhile, Hae-in receives a phone call that shocks her. She confronts Hyun-woo, asking why he hasn't been answering her calls. Hyun-woo dismissively replies that he didn't have time. Hae-in then asks him to go somewhere with her, but Hyun-woo coldly refuses. Hae-in says, "You didn't even ask me where I wanted to go." Hyun-woo replies, "You can go anywhere. I don't want to go anywhere with you." The scene shifts to Hyun-woo's father, Baek, a village farmer. He is with his friend, struggling to get their tractor out of the mud, discussing how to free it. Just then, Baek's wife, Bong-ae, Hyun-woo's mother, arrives. She quickly manages to get the tractor unstuck. Baek proudly tells his friend, "I married Bong-ae." Then Baek and Bong-ae start to leave. As they drive away, Hyun-woo appears in front of their tractor. Baek is thrilled to see his son and asks, "Didn't Hae-in come with you?" Hyun-woo says, "No." They all head home, where Hyun-woo finally sits down to eat. Meanwhile, Hyun-woo's sister, Mi-seon, who runs a hair salon, hears that Hyun-woo has come home. The family gathers together, including Hyun-woo's brother, Tae-yo. Mi-seon, disappointed, asks, "Why didn't Hae-in come with you this time? I'm very disappointed with both of you, because you don't even come here on holidays." Hyun-woo replies, "I've been very busy, but I found a solution to this problem. I want to divorce Hae-in." Everyone is shocked. Mi-seon, thinking it's because of her earlier comments, says, "Is it because of what I said that you're considering divorce?" Hyun-woo shakes his head. "No, it's because neither of us can continue this way." Baek then questions, "What's the point of divorce? There are always fights between husband and wife, even between me and your mother." Hyun-woo responds, "But these are not just small fights anymore. I've made up my mind." As Hyun-woo starts to leave, Mi-seon and Tae-yo stop him, trying to change his mind. Mi-seon pleads, "How can you do this? Dad was so happy that you married a queen. If you get divorced, everyone at my salon will ask me why." Tae-yo also tries to convince him not to proceed with the divorce. Mi-seon continues, "I've sacrificed so much for you. How can you do this?" Hyun-woo retorts, "What exactly did you sacrifice for me?" Mi-seon reveals, "Dad sold all his cows to send you to Seoul University. That's why I couldn't continue my studies." Hyun-woo, exasperated, replies, "Stop your nonsense. You couldn't study because your attendance wasn't complete. And I know you're doing all this because you need money." He then turns to Tae-yo, "You're saying all this because you need help with your gym rent." Mi-seon, "You're doing this because you want to send money to your son studying abroad. You're both using my comfortable life for your own benefit." With that, Hyun-woo leaves. Hyun-woo returns home and retrieves the divorce papers. He approaches Hae-in and says, "I want to talk to you." Hae-in, seemingly unaware, says, "I also have something to tell you." Hyun-woo allows her to speak first. Hae-in then drops a bombshell. "I'm going to die. I have only 3 months left." Hyun-woo, stunned, asks, "What do you mean?" Hae-in explains, "I went to the doctor. He told me I only have 3 months left. I wanted to take you with me to the appointment, but you refused earlier. Now, what did you want to tell me?" Hearing this, Hyun-woo hides the divorce papers, struggling with what to say next. He finally says, "Forgive me if I've hurt you in the past. I'm sorry for all of it, but I promised to treat you very well in the future." Hae-in is shocked by his sudden change of heart. Hyun-woo hugs her and confesses, "I love you very much." The episode concludes with a flashback to Hyun-woo and Hae-in's grand wedding. Both sides of the family are present and the couple poses for a photograph. After the ceremony, reporters ask Hyun-woo, "Where do you see yourself in 10 years? What would you like to say to yourself?" Hyun-woo replies, "In these 10 years, I will make sure that I never make Hae-in cry. I will always be by her side. I will never think about getting a divorce. We will have a happy married life." Hae-in is also asked the same question, to which she responds, "In 10 years, I will be so busy that I won't have time to think about anyone else. But I would like to say, Hae-in, you always have to be pretty, healthy, and wealthy. I will make sure that Hyun-woo will always be by my side." And with that, this episode ends here. Take care and stay tuned for the next episode.